Hello everybody, this is Drakon Serpent and welcome to another video. Today I'm flying around this small little island here and I've got some big projects planned for this little island. We're going to turn this into an ocean paradise. And you're wondering, well actually, let me rephrase that there. If you haven't been on the internet for the past day, or maybe 2 days now, I don't know, anyways, Mr. Beast and Mark Rober are essentially doing the second version of Team Trees called Team Seas. Now, Team Seas is about entirely cleaning up the ocean, trying to remove as much trash as possible, and I totally agree with this. So, this is actually at this point one of the biggest YouTube or all social media collaborations ever, I believe. And it's actually been almost 2 years since Team Trees. Now, I wanted to do something for this. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm actually a very, very small YouTuber, but I still want to do my part. And I wanted to do a little project, build a little project here. I'm actually on an older seed, which is why this island is very blocky. This allows us to probably get some better cliffs and buildings, stuff built up here. Got this small island, and if you, I just would say here, please go donate to the Teamseas. I'll put a link to it in the description, or if you don't trust my link, then just go to teamseas.org, I believe it is, and you can donate there. $1 equals a pound of trash removed from the ocean. So please go donate, do your part to save the oceans, because it's amazing what these people do, and they deserve like all the respect that they're getting. And also, it's just an amazing new point in time. It's basically where we get to watch people spend absurd amount of money donating to the charity, which is always fun. Last year, the whole $100,001, $100,002. It's already happening. So we've already, I think, in total donated, but it's been earned in the first 24 hours is about, I think, something like 6.5 million. So that's really nice. But I've been doing a lot of talking here, so let's actually get into the build. So I've actually decided to move it over here. We're going to be building on this island with a lot of breakable sand, which I mean, that's always a good omen when you see breakable sand because it's so much fun to play with. But I decided to go here because one, this is in a shovel or like coral reef already, natural generating coral reef. It's got a boat here. I feel like this would be a better place to have like a coral ocean themed base, not base, just build. We're gonna be kind of making it out of, I've got my block palette here, and we're gonna be using prismarine, dark prismarine, cyan concrete powder, wax oxidized copper, cyan wool, stripped warped, whatever that blue tree is, I'm not pronounce that, and then coral block. That's kind of what I'm going for. Obviously, coral block is gonna have to be used with water, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame because it looks so good, but we'll probably just do that for the base. I'm trying to do like a giant piece of coral because I actually have a board game called Forbidden Island, and there's a giant kind of coral palace in there. Kind of want to base it off that. You don't really know what I mean, but I think I'm just going to start getting off a rough sketch of the build and then just going from there and seeing where it takes us. I'm thinking this is like going to be the kind of like the rough outline I'm going for, like bunch. I'll probably make this a bit taller, honestly, but a bunch of spikes crowned with like the center palace, I guess you could say, in the center of it, just a big piece of coral. Yo, I think this is actually looking pretty decent. This is kind of what I'm envisioning here. It's kind of the base for our structure. Kind of got a bit of a coral base here. Obviously, this is just a rough thing. We're just gonna go add a lot more detail later. But this is looking pretty good. Probably gonna go time lapse to the rest of these. I don't really time lapse the first time I try and get the ideas out because then there's a lot. It gets kind of nauseating because I keep like removing stuff, placing stuff back. I'm actually pretty happy with this, so I say we just go time lapse this. I actually really like the way this looks. It almost looks like it's a splash. I don't quite know what I want to do at the base of the island. Probably just gonna do some basic terraforming down here for it. Um, but I'll probably do that at the end because that's just kind of what tie the whole base together. I keep calling it a base. Oh my goodness. The whole structure. I don't know. What even am I calling this? I mean, it's an object. It's a bunch of blocks. I really do like the way it's looking though, especially with the copper blocks. I really like that. Kind of, you'd think it looked too like symmetrical, but it actually works really well for it. I'm actually really pleased with the way this is looking. I'm honestly thinking that maybe we turn this into a splash with like an orb here. So we pull, if we go and if we went, I think, went and kind of pulled this in into a central kind of location. And then we kind of pulled it out, something like this. Just made it like this with like kind of like it being pulled out. Kind of like that. Maybe not. Pull it up a bit more in the center. Something like that, so it has a central spike that goes higher than the rest. I think that could look cool. Let's see if we can get the rest of this built. Okay, the way this looks, I'm actually really liking. I'm thinking maybe if we have like an orb in the center, kind of straying very far away from my original plans, but I feel like it could look cool if we get some sea lanterns, and then we kind of just built up from here, and like up here had just a central ball of sea lanterns. So what, two on each side like this. This kind of just like a capsule of sea lanterns. Go one out the whole time, and then we just cover the whole thing like that. We can get the glass effect, probably not as good as normally you would be able to with like 10 layers, but it could look pretty good. That's what I love about building, is you start working on some rocks and you end up putting like a bunch of vines on your build. Because nothing is ever final and you can always change your plans. That's what I love. That's some vine thingies here. I mean, yeah, they're just fences, but like, that's the thing is don't just use the blocks you're given to um to build stuff. Build tip for you right here. Don't just go and say if it's a leaf, don't just use that as leaf. Experiment with it. If you're building something like this, and I wanted some leafy things to go up the sides, don't use leaves because those won't look good. So don't just give up. Use something that works, like warped wart. I'm oh God, why can't I speak today? Warped wart blocks. They look actually quite good creeping up the sides. It's not too obvious, but it's a little hint that you can kind of follow them up. I think they actually look quite good. Now, I was working down here on putting up this kind of rocky terrain around it, trying to build it up, and I really do think that this terrain will make it look a lot better. And I think, honestly, I'm just gonna go get that done. I'm not gonna time lapse it. I am really, really happy with the way this came out. Let me walk you through what I did off camera. So I added a bunch of water pouring down from the sides, which also pours into the bowl in some places. Never mind, I thought it did. Yes, I was wrong. I put water coming from the central area. I filled it up with water, put some axolotls and some corals in here. Corals on the roof. Went ahead, got some corals down here, and generally just gave it a better look. I really do wish that we had clearer waters, but that's honestly looking pretty decent, and I think we're on to our glamour shots. Okay. I am honestly so happy with this build. Um, it probably took me about 2 hour, hour and a half. I don't know. It took me a little bit. I don't know exactly how long it took. I don't count. But it took me a little bit of time. I am actually really happy with this. I kind of want to build this on my server now because this would look super, super cool. Anyways, though, just a reminder, if you made it this far in the video, go to teamseas.org and donate just $1 there, $5, anything you can, or click the link in the description to be taken there. If you don't trust my link, understandable, then just go to teamseas.org or go to teamtrees.org because they're still planting trees and we don't want to forget about them. Same people, I mean Mark Rober and Mr. Beast, but we still want to plant our trees as well as clean up the oceans. So remember to go donate if you can, and yeah, go check out Team Seas. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your day.